Hi everyone, my name is Raquel and I'm going to be doing an everyday look for you today. I'm older, so I have wrinkles and dark spots underneath my eyes, so I'm going to give some tips and tricks that I use to hide them. Let's turn my light on. I don't see well without my glasses, so we're going to be on the struggle bus today. First, I washed my face. I used the tea tree face wash oil, and then I used the moisturizer, the tea tree moisturizer. And again, I have super oily skin, so that's what works best for me. And then for the toner, I used the charcoal activated toner. And then a very quick tip. Before I put my primer, because as I said, I'm super oily, I actually use Milk of Magnesia. I do not like the dewy look. It looks gorgeous on some of you ladies, but I live in humid Florida and it just doesn't work for me. And as you can see, I've already toned, prepped, and I'm already oily. So what I do is I put Milk of Magnesia in a little tube and I put it on my face sparingly, as if I'm putting on primer. And I just rub it in. And believe it or not, if I bypass this process, I don't care how mattifying a foundation is, the oil still seeps through. So this actually acts as a preventative. I do have sensitive skin, and this does not let me break out. If you put on too much, it will get powdery. So usually what I tell people to do is just put it on and just get it in, and that's it. I didn't use a lot. But I want to make sure that it goes everywhere, because actually I can use that as an eye primer if I don't have any primer on hands. The next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to use our Farmacy eye primer. And I use my fingers. I've sanitized my hands. I washed my hands before I came in. And I have my Germ-X. And I keep a towel that I wipe my brushes in between and my fingers if needed when I use my fingers. So I'm going to use the primer. And again, I like using my fingers because it gives me a more even application. I know exactly where I want it to be. My eyelids themselves are super oily, so I have to wear a primer. And I bring it up to my eyebrow area. And because I use the brow pomade, it actually helps the brow pomade stay. And another area that I put it in, believe it or not, is underneath my eye. Because I don't know if you can see, I have dark circles. And when I put the concealer, it actually helps the concealer stay. Whereas throughout the day, my concealer will, it fades. And then my dark circles come back. And you can see it actually helps brighten the area a little bit. I'm going in. I was messing around with polishes, so that's why you see one nail done. And I don't know about you all, but I absolutely love Farmacy. I have been a makeup junkie since I was about 14 years old. I've been doing nails since I was 14 years old. I actually became a licensed cosmetologist when I was 21. And I also became a nail specialist, and I taught classes on how to do nails. And I've done that for about 30 years. But that's my side hustle. I actually work for the school district. Okay, now that I have my eyes prepped. Now I'm going to go in with the VFX primer, the silver one. I do have the purple one. It gives a little bit of a diamond look, and I don't care for it because it gives a little bit of a dewy look, and that's just something that I don't like. I put the primer on my hands, and again, this is a quick look. So the hands are your best tool. I have brushes and brushes and brushes from doing makeup for years. I used to do weddings, wedding makeup, and I have brushes, but my best tools are my hands on myself. And in between, I go in and I am sanitizing my hands. Now I'm gonna go in with the foundation. The foundation that I use is the VFX Pro, and I use this shade is 03, but this is just a tad bit light for me, but 07 is too dark for me. So right now I'm in between. I live in Florida, so I'm out in the sun a lot. So what I do is I mix it with the BFit dark. And I use brushes for that. A lot of people like these sponges, and I can't get used to the sponge. To me, it takes forever and a day to put on the foundation, and I'm always late to work, always. So this is my go-to. I put it on the brush, and as you can see, a little bit actually goes a long way. And I'll show you, I put about 3 dots of this one. Hello, Raquel, how are you? I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses, so I'm here. Can I swatch the dark? Yes, absolutely. And actually, I did swatch some eyeliners, the Express Last eyeliners, and they are wonderful. All right, so I just swatched the dark. That's it, but it is still wet, so we're gonna let it dry. I'm gonna wipe my finger off, and I'm gonna, I've made a mess. So once it dries, I'll show you once it dries. So I'm gonna have to put some more on here because it came off. So yeah, so I use the VFX 03 and I mix it with the 7 to give me the look that I need. Because as I said, I'm in between, and I will get darker as I stay out in the sun. But I've been working from home, so I haven't been out much. And what I do is I stipple it all over. And again, with these foundations, a little bit goes a long way. And I also make sure you want to put it on your neck. And the reason being, you do not want that demarcation line where foundations, as the day progresses, it actually oxidizes, which becomes darker. Then what happens is you have an orange line that stops right here, and then the rest of your neck is light. So I always bring it down into my neck. And like I said, I like using the brush for me because it's quick and you're able to buff. And that's it. I'm pretty much done other than when I use the powder. Now this is starting to dry. It's still a little bit wet, but it's pretty dark. So now I'm gonna go in with my concealer. I used a soft orange concealer. Yes, it oxidizes as long as your face, as long as you have oily skin, like I have super oily skin. So what I do is, I was telling people, I don't know if you caught it, but I use Milk of Magnesia. I just put it in this tube. I actually use Milk of Magnesia, not the minty one, just the regular Milk of Magnesia. And I put a light coating on my face before I use the primer. That actually minimizes the oil like you would not believe. It is amazing. If I don't use that, my skin actually gets darker and darker and I look like an Oompa Loompa. So with the oxidation, that's something that all foundations do. And all it is just a chemical reaction between the oils on your face and the actual makeup. All right, so I'm done with my foundation. Yeah, please look it up. Even MAC foundations, all the foundations do it. Now, I'm not a contouring type of person, so I don't do all the contours because it doesn't work for me. And like I said, I'm always late for work, so I try to minimize my makeup application. I put a little bit too much on my left side of the concealer, but it actually works because my dark spots are gone. But then I'll go in when I set my face. Let me put some more on this side. And again, when you put on your concealer, you want to use light patting motions, especially for us well-seasoned ladies. I'm going to be 50 years old this year, so I have to take care of my skin as much as possible. And sometimes with the concealer, I'll also bring it up into my eyelids just to give it a clean canvas when I get ready to put my eyeshadow. And so, as you can see, I have that brightened look. And I'm gonna go in with the Face Perfecting Powder. This one is number 8. And I just use that and I dab it. And again, that's to control the oil, to set my concealer. And I don't use a lot. I just dip it and that's it. And I'm done. That's about as much as I use of the powder. And now that that's done, I'm gonna do the eyeshadow. My eyeshadows, actually, when I go to work, hey, do you mind if I add you? No, absolutely. Go right on ahead. So and as I said, in between my brushes, you see how that looks? Well, I was cleaning that stuff off, but I always keep a cloth at my table when I'm doing my makeup, so that way I can clean between the brushes. You know, people think that you need a lot of brushes for all these different colors, and that's not really true. All you need is a few brushes. I like a good blending brush. I like a good shader brush. And if I'm going to do a more defined crease, then I like a good crease brush. And believe it or not, all my brushes are $1. So anywho, let's do the eyes. Now with my eyes, I always like a brighter look on my eyes, or I use just one color all over. But I do like to use a bronzer, believe it or not, as a crease definer. I have hooded eyes. So for my eyes to pop, I have to put something, and I also use it as my transition color. And if you look at my eyes straight up, you don't see much of a lid. However, if you take the brush, or you could take your finger, and if you feel and right where your socket is, that's your crease. So for me, I'm going to use, this is the only thing that's not Farmasi. Actually, you know what? Let's do all Farmasi. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the 3-in-1 face palette, and I'm going to use that color right there. And that's going to be my blending color. What makes it not transfer? The, what were you asking, Raquel? Hi, Mia. Or Maya, I'm sorry. Hi, sunshine. Ladies, if I don't respond, I can't see without my glasses, so it's real difficult. All right, so I'm going in with that color, and I always make sure to tap off. And yes, if I use the Milk of Magnesia, my makeup will not transfer. Also, the Face Perfecting Powder acts as a setting powder, and that also does not allow the makeup to transfer. I will tell you, if I do not use the Milk of Magnesia, I will get transferring. So it is important that you set your makeup. I cannot use the Patek cream. It has very good coverage, but it's too dewy and moisturizing for me. And I do not like that at all. So I don't know if you can see, I already have a little bit of definition in my crease. And I'm using a fluffy brush, and it actually has a little points to it. And I use that to define my crease, and then I bring it to the flat side to spread it out. Okay. Thank you. I'm telling you, it's Farmasi. I love Farmasi. I don't care what anybody says. I love Farmasi. Now, okay. This is the dark. Yeah, Raquel had asked me to, it's now fully dry. And she asked me to swatch it. And that's the B-Fit moisturizer. And it really doesn't budge. I get a little bit of transfer, but that's because I'm actually rubbing really hard. The Extra Last eyeliners, which I said I do not use, but I do have them. Okay, I did a swatch of 3 colors. I did blue, brown, and black. And ladies, look at this stuff. And I'm rubbing. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm rubbing. And that eyeliner is not going anywhere. So I will wear eyeliner if I'm going out for the night, if I'm going out with the mister. I call him the mister. And we're going to go out for the evening. Then I will go ahead and I will put on eyeliner and I do the whole shebang. But on the norm, I do not. Now I'm going to take that same 3-in-1 face palette. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use that middle color, which is the shader color. And I use that in 2 places. I use it on my eyelid, and I also use it as on my brow bone as a highlight. And again, those are the only 2 places that I highlight. And again, I have a flat shader brush. I tapped it. Make sure you get off the excess. You see that fallout? That fallout will transfer to your face if you do not shake it out. And I just use the patting motion. Now, if you want a more shimmery look, you can take our Time Blocker spray, spritz your brush, and it gives you a more iridescent look and a more of a metallic look. And I'm just taking that highlighter shade and I put it all over my lids, and I can use that in the corner of the eyes as well to give a little bit of a wide-eye look. And I just need a little bit more right along the lash line. And that's it. So you see that there? Now I want to define it just a little bit more. I'm going to go into the outer corners and I'm going to put a darker color. Let's see which color. I believe I have the, no, that's my blushes. And again, I'm using all Farmasi today with the exception of the what was it? The Milk of Magnesia that I used. All right, this is, I believe, Coffee Brown. Let me put my glasses on. Yeah, this is the Mono Eyeshadow, the Coffee Brown. Now, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put that on the side of my eye right here and then just bring it into my crease. So I'm going to use a rounded crease brush. And this is, again, to give more definition to my eye. And this one is a, it is frosting. And I usually don't like frosties, but it'll get the job done that I want. And again, because I do not use eyeliner, but I may have to today, just to, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And you see I bring that into my crease. And that's just to give it more of a lift because my eyes do, they are shaped down. They are almond shaped, but they're more down. So I like to try to give it a little bit of a lift. And another tip is if you have hooded eyes, if you keep your eye open when you're doing your crease color, it gives you a better definition than if your eyes are closed. Go in a little bit more. All right. You just put it directly on your skin. Yes. Raquel, Anise, just right on the skin. Are we talking about the Milk of Magnesia? We're talking about the Milk of Magnesia? Yes. You're putting it directly on your skin. You're putting it on as if it's lotion. All right. Now I'm going to go in with my big fluffy brush and just get that better into my crease. All right. So far, so good. All right, where is that shader brush? I just put it in. Oh, here we go. All right, now I'm gonna use the same 3-in-1 face palette. And like I said, I'm gonna use that one color there and I'm gonna put it right underneath my brow. And I do this before, and again, a little bit of this goes a long way. And I just do it to lift my brow. It kind of gives it that shimmer. And again, I'm simplistic. I love colors. I love when I see all you ladies doing all those wonderful, colorful makeup looks. But I'm not that adventurous. I can do it on somebody else's face, but on mine, I'm just not that adventurous. All right, so right now, I'm done with the eyes for right now. Now I'm gonna go into my face. I already have my makeup on, I've set. Now I'm gonna use a little bit, just a little bit of contour. My cheeks are I already have deep set cheeks. So these are my cheekbones. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of contour there. And I'm using the same 3-in-1 face palette. And I'm using this brush here. It picks up a little bit of color. So it's just enough to give me that look of high cheekbones. And yes, I do the kissy face when I do it. And again, with this stuff, a little bit goes a long way. Cleaning my brush, and I'm gonna go in with the blush from the palette, and I'm gonna use a little bit. And I don't like smiling and putting blush, because to me, I have big cheeks as it is, so I'm always trying to give it a lift. So I go right on top of my little bit of contour that I used. And that's where I put my blush. And again, I don't wear a lot because this is my everyday makeup look when I go to work. And usually in the summer, I don't wear makeup because I have to be at work at 6:30 in the morning, and that's too early to try to put on any makeup. I put on mascara and I'm out the door. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is actually use the dark brown eyebrow pomade. And I use a stiff brush. I have yet to find another brush like this. If I can find it. Now, where did it go? All right, I can't find it now. All right, I'm gonna have to use my other one. Oh, did I find, nope, that's not it. Oh. Okay, so this is a very stiff brush. I got this at a hair show, and I have yet to find another brush like this. And it's perfect for me. For this, I have to put on my eyeglasses so that way I can see. And what I do is I dip it. Yes, I use the VFX 3. I use the VFX 3 with the medium, the B-Fit. No, this one is dark. With the dark, I mix it. So I use about 4 little pumps of the VFX 3, and then I use 3 little dabs of this, and that's what I put on my face. Now this is the 03, completely dry. Raquel, I don't know if you see it. It's actually gone lighter instead of darker. So now I'm going to do my eyebrows. And again, I don't like to do, nothing about me is overdrawn or overdone. So I just fill in. It looked like I had a little bald spot there. That's actually white hairs. So I just pick up enough pomade to go ahead and cover my little white hairs. And sometimes it doesn't always do the job because I pick up so little. But if I wanted to get a little bit more, I go in with a finer brush and then just fill in right in there. And for some reason, it's not wanting to act right today. But it's darker than what it was. So we'll go with it. Let me use this other mirror. And I just hope everybody's staying safe with this Rona that's out there. And all these things that are going on. Cops killing our people. All the politics. It's a sad, sad world, but we got to keep it together, ladies. We got to keep it together. We got to support our men, support our families, try to keep our families safe. Pray for them. All right. So that is my eyebrow look. Sometimes I'll use, actually, believe it or not, sometimes I just take mascara, a dark brown mascara, and I run it through, and I'm out the door, especially if I'm running late. So now I'm pretty much done with that. I don't use, because again, I have the lines underneath my eyes, and I have the dark circles. I don't sleep well, so I always have dark circles. And when I don't sleep, it gets even worse. So I never, ever use black mascara or black eyeliner underneath my eyes. For this video, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use the Extra Last brown mascara, my brown eyeliner. And I never put it completely across my eyes. What I do is I put it right on the outside. And the reason I do that is just to give it, to try to brighten my eyes. I don't wear, it's hard for me to wear eyeliner on my eyelids because it kind of runs and then my eyes are oily all day. So that's usually as far as I go with eyeliner, right in the outer corner, if you can see. Now, the piece de resistance for me is the mascara. Where is my little baby? Where did she go? I just had everything laid out and now she disappeared on me. Ah, here she goes. Let me tell you, this is Farmacy's best kept secret. This little $8.90 bottle of mascara. Now, ladies, don't ever pump your mascara in and out because you put air in the mascara and then it starts to get clumpy. So if you notice, I pull it out and that's all I do. The mascara wand actually has two sides. It's got the flatter side, which actually has bristles on it. Then you have the longer side that has the longer bristles. What I do is I don't use the mascara or the lash curlers either. Again, because I'm always running late. So I take the flat side and I use that to lift my lashes. And again, you will never see me go back and forth with the mascara either, because to me that makes it clumpy and I don't like that look. I like the look of false lashes. I can't wear false lashes because I can't see. I have a condition called presbyopia. The closer I get, the more blurry my sight gets. So for me, it's difficult. It's easier for me to stand up in a mirror in the bathroom and do my makeup. So again, I put the wand back in the mascara and I just pulled it out. And I'm using the flat side of the mascara to lift that lash. And that's just one coat, if you can see. And my lashes are already looking marvelous. Let me tell you, this is one of my best sellers. Every time I go to work and people see me, they're like, oh my God, what do you have on? What do you have? I'm like, $8.90. Do you have it? Yes, I do. So I always keep some in my bag. And they'll see me eating. Okay, now I've put it back in one time. Now I'm going to go in with the longer side and put that on. And the lipsticks are the same thing. I use the liquid matte. I do not like lipsticks that transfer because I drink a lot of coffee throughout the day and I drink a lot of water. So my lipstick has to stay on all day. Again, I pull it in one time and I just take off the excess. Now I'm going in, and this is my second coat, and I usually just do 2 coats. If I really want a dramatic effect, then I might go in a 3rd time, or I might mix it with the Optimal Black or the 3D. But I'll put on the 3D first, and then I go in with Zen because I love the brush. The brush is what makes it for me. Look at that, ladies. How is that for eyelashes? I tell you, people always ask me, what falsies are you wearing? What falsies? I can't wear falsies. I can't see. I would love them. I love the look of it. But now to finish the look, I'm actually going to use, this one is Sweet Love, I believe. This one is number 103. And I do have all the lip liners. Do I have them with me? Yeah. But I usually don't wear lip liners. But this one, which will match, is, here we go with the glasses. This one is number 204. So I'll go ahead, just for the sake of it. Now you can use the lip liner to go ahead and fill your entire lip. Usually I don't have to wear lip liner because I have dark lips, thanks to my mama. That's the Spanish Indian side of her. She was Taína Indian. And so she had the best color lips. My mother only wore lip gloss. She was a natural beauty. Yes, the 3D with the Zen is really, really good. Okay, now, so I went ahead and I did the lip liner. Now, ladies, if you get a trick, just in case, see how the lip liner went ahead and it discolored my underlip right there. If you take a little thin brush, like as such, and where's the, I'm gonna take a little bit of the VFX and take your foundation or your concealer and just, you can line your lips. How some people get that smudginess, it won't happen, especially if you use the concealer. Or you can use the, believe it or not, the eyeshadow primer. People, you can use this for so many things. If you don't want something to move, use that eyeshadow primer. Trust me, whatever goes on there is not coming off. So I did the lip liner. Now I'm gonna go in with my Sweet Love. And with this one, for it to last all day, I do put a lot of it on. What's that? Something's going on there. And okay, so that's my first coat. I let it dry, try to clean up as much as possible. I usually have Q-tips on hand, but again, I always do my makeup in the bathroom because it's so much easier for me. Thank you, Kylie. So it's dry. This stuff dries really quick. And when I tell you, I have every single color. I have all 18 colors. I have the glosses too, all the colors. I can't do gloss. And what I like about these compared to other name brand products, high price name brand products that cost about $30, this feels lightweight and it's not drying. But if you want to know my little tidbit of a trick, I use chapstick. Before I put on my makeup, I take chapstick. I keep my chapstick right here by my mirror. I use chapstick. I put that on. You can use the lip conditioner, whatever. For me, I've always used chapstick. So I have chapstick in every pocketbook I own. And that's what I put on. So ladies, this is it. This is my everyday look. Again, to me, I think it's simple. It's easy. If I weren't talking so much, I would have been done probably about 10 minutes ago. But I like to explain the process as I do things. And as far as like brushes, I had somebody that didn't know what to do, what kind of brushes to buy. And people think that, especially newcomers, you know, people that are just starting in makeup, think that they have to buy every brush that there is, and you don't. You can have the most inexpensive brushes and still get a wonderful look. And like I said, the brushes that I used were $1. 3 of them. One was not. I do have the Farmasi brushes. I have 2 of them, the eyeshadow brush, but that one I use it more as a concealer brush if I'm going to do concealers, but I usually just use my fingers for my concealer. It's just easier for me. So let's look. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Christine. I appreciate it. Yes, the liquid lipsticks are wonderful. So do you all have any questions, any tips that I can give you? And I just want to show you again, this is the BeFit, the dark. And I swatched it for Raquel Anís. And it actually got lighter compared to when I first put it on. When you swatch colors, when you're swatching colors, if you're going to take pictures and you're going to swatch colors for your customers, it's important that you do not use wet swatches. You have to make sure that you swatch and you allow it to dry to give you the true color. And bear in mind that some colors, most colors oxidize, so they will tend to get a little darker depending on the skin. If a person has oily skin, such as myself, their makeup is going to oxidize, which means that it's going to get darker. So you always want to make sure that you dry swatch that person if possible. Try, and if you need a color swatch a person or you need a color match a person, make sure that they're in natural light so that way you can see exactly what their color will be. Oh, the concealer I used was Soft Orange. I love this stuff. I'm thinking about actually getting the stick because even though this gives me good coverage, I think I need something a little bit, especially when I don't sleep. It really gets dark under there. And I don't care how much I wear of this, it comes through. But I think I put on actually a lot today, so I think it looks pretty good. So again, yes, this is Soft Orange is this concealer. And this concealer, it works with a lot of colors, and especially if you want to brighten your under eye area, for those of you that like to contour and like to get that bright look, this is a good one. All right, any other questions? Thank you, Kylie. I'm just trying to go up and see. Yes, Raquel, the VFX3, that's what I have on mixed. And okay, in place of lotion or addition to, okay. I do wear lotion. What I was saying, because I'm oily, this is for Maria Schmidt, or Jody. Sorry, Jody Jot. I use the Tea Tree Moisturizer, and I only use the size of a pea. And I use that all over. And I usually do it when my face has still moisture. As soon as I get out of the shower, the first thing that I do is tone. I go ahead and I tone, and then with the pore minimizer, and I have huge pores. Nothing helps me with that. But I go ahead and I tone, then I use the Tea Tree Moisturizing Cream, and I always use the Tea Tree Face Wash because I do get adult acne at almost 50 years old. Who would think? But I do. And then I take the Milk of Magnesia and I rub it in as if it were lotion. But I don't use a lot. I dot it on I put it all over, but I concentrate on my cheeks, which are super oily. I concentrate on my T-zone, my nose, and also on my eyelids, because my eyelids are super oily. So if I don't do that, like if I use the primer, I have no problem with creasing. But I'd say after 10 hours of makeup, it will start to crease. But once I use that Milk of Magnesia, nothing creases and nothing moves. And I live in Florida, and we're now in hurricane season, so it rains every day. It's humid, it's hot, it's gross. So if I go out with my makeup, I come back home and this is what it'll look like. All right. And I think that's it. So do you ladies have any other questions? Anything you want to talk about? Usually I would have a glass of wine, but I figure I wanted to make sure everything went on straight. But this is my first live actually doing makeup, but I have done lives before with a company that I sold jewelry. And so I used to do lives all the time, and I had the best time. It was so much fun just talking. I would tell the ladies, get your cup of wine. Let's talk about men. And that's what we would do. So, but if nobody has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to log out. Thank you all. If you want to add me on Facebook or if you want to follow me, click like, share the video. I'm going to go ahead and save it so that way if anybody wants to watch the replay. And I'm going to do another live in July. I believe it's July 2nd. And I'm going to do creamy shadows, working with creamy shadows. And I'm going to do the creamy shadows. We're going to use creamy shadows as eyeshadow, blush, and lipstick. That's the versatility of our makeup. So stay tuned, and I'll be posting pictures. I'm going to take pictures of the finished look. And again, if you have any questions, guys, feel free to ask. Again, I'm not a novice at makeup, but I don't do a lot of colors, which is something that I'm going to venture into because I see some of you ladies putting some awesome looks, and I'm like, but I'm too scared of that. But I'm going to try. So we're going to venture out because I'm going to be 50 this year, and we going to be 50 and spicy, honey. We ain't going down and laying down. We're going with a bang. So anyway, have a good night, everybody. Be safe. God bless. And enjoy.